Great. All right. So,
The Marginally Late Podcast.
Marginally Late Podcast.
Yes. So basically, what I'm going to do with this podcast is just have fun. I'm not looking to do anything super structured, super organized. I'm just gonna get people on.
It's a little more off the cuff, a little
About
different.
Life.
Yeah.
And have some fun.
Exactly.
So, here I'm gonna actually talk to them who you are while I change my background.
Okay. Well, Ben Kenny changes his background. My name is James Rodrick. I grew up in the town of Massachusetts. It's a very small town with.
No, we're not saying where we live, but.
Okay, he's gonna censor that. Grew up in a town that's very small, and it's a very small place. And in this town, I there was trials and there were tribulations and things that I went through. Had a little bit of a difficult family life, a little difficult upbringing, but it happens. But I met a lot of great people, and one of those people, obviously, being Ben Kenny.
Ben Kenny.
Who introduced me to a lot of other great people. And now I am the shining star you see before you, just full of confidence and brass.
Yeah, so speaking of trials and tribulations, let's just roll right into the questions.
Sure, hit me.
Let's just roll right into the questions. So you were a big advocate for hating our town, wanting to get out of it, wanting to leave, and you said, I want to just leave. And once you left...
So I remember that actually. I think it was like September of 2017 where I was like, man, I just want to leave. You were there.
I was.
Yeah.
I'm there a lot. Where you just wanted to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where you just wanted.
And then I left.
And then you left.
Mm-hmm.
But then you regretted leaving because all you ever do is come back and look at your old house. And
That's not all I ever do, bro. What do you think? Oh, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to wake up and drive over to 416, to look at my old house.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the grass is always green. You wanted to move out, and then you moved out, and then...
I get what you're saying.
You're
I do.
reminiscing on how great the times were.
Oh, yeah.
It's like one of those things you never know until it's gone.
Exactly. It's sort of like a relationship with a lot of toxicity. When two people break up, they might remember all of the good times and look back on them with fondness, and they might regret it all happening, but not remember why they broke up in the first place. However, this is kind of different, being that moving wasn't really my choice so much as it just kind of happened, if I could have stayed in Leicester, I probably would have stayed in my house all the time. But you can't grow as a human being by sitting in a house in the middle of nowhere all the time.
Did you say the town again?
What?
Did you say the town name again?
I don't think so.
Maybe you did. I'm going to have to look through these and just go beep.
Who cares, man?
The people watching this, I don't want to dox myself.
Okay. Well, either way, yes, I do miss the town with a lot of, I miss it a lot. There's a lot of things this is where I grew up. It's basically a part of me at this point. But, now we're not here anymore.
We're not here. I'm still here, but it's like we're all growing up. We all have our own ventures. I make music, have a business.
Yep.
James is hub surveying.
I am hub surveying, it's true. By the way, if you ever need a good survey and you're in the West Boylston area, yes, I am doxing myself. Hub survey is the best job you will get by two guys in shiny vests. You're welcome.
Can we just talk about how his office is literally made in the 90s? It's like a time capsule of the 90s. They have this super boxy computer. Everything he does is on a Mac from the 80s. It's like frozen in time. There's files everywhere.
Would you like to talk about that?
No, we don't have. We can move on. So do you have any? Do you have any funny stories from high school? You've told me a lot. I don't know how deep you want to get into this, but
from high school,
foolery or
oh, that's the story that I have. It's not a very funny one.
It's a good one. It's like, what do you want to talk about?
Fine, no, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was
A young
about
boy.
16 years old, I was going through a bit of trouble, going through a bit of a rebellious phase because things were happening all around me, and I didn't really have control over anything at that time. Uh, my family had just gotten into a big fight. My father had left because of the fight, and I mean, things were just crazy. I didn't have a relationship with my father anymore, um, and I really didn't have any sort of a good relationship with anyone other than my mother and brothers. So I didn't really know what to do, and high school is not exactly the best environment for somebody who is kind of lost like that, I guess, in my personal opinion. Um, but yeah, I was never any good at school anyways. It was always I could never focus. I could never get into anything. And am I too far?
You're good.
Okay, cool.
Keep talking.
Yeah, but I could never really get into anything, and I just hated school in general. I remember counting the seconds before the bell rang, and it was just a kind of a miserable experience. And it's not like that for everybody, but it was for me.
Yeah, some people, high school is their everything.
Yeah, it's true. There are a lot of people. I know a lot of people like that. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. We're not gonna call you out, but you know who you are.
Yeah, you know exactly who you are. All right, but anyways, no, but to get right into it, I was just like, yeah, I was in a very bad situation. I was very lost, and I was being rebellious. So this was like a day called Olympic Foolery, which is where it's a very festive day. It's basically a pep rally, but it's not called a pep rally because why would we call it something that everybody else calls it? So we
Oh.
I know, roasted. Take that. But yeah, I was sitting in homeroom. This was before even any of the classes started, and I think I had already planned. I had left a couple times before, just walked straight out of school, got suspended, went back, walked right out again, and this thing had kept happening, and they kept telling me, you need to stop doing this, and I just didn't stop doing it. So, but this particular day, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to step it up a little bit. So,
This kid's a bad boy.
I know. Well, I was a bad boy. I made some mistakes.
Yeah, but nice guys finish last. You're kind of like that hard, like when you walk out of, like, the Pawn Stars, money owns this town. You're walking out of school, money, and you're like,
I'm walking out of school like the Pawn Stars intro.
See you later, toots. Alright, go.
And calling people toots like it's the 1920s and I'm a detective.
Bro, this is a serious story, so I'm gonna let it finish. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm in homeroom. I just say, screw it, forget it, and I walk straight out the door. Out the door, out the classroom door, out the front door. And it's amazing to me because I've done this a couple times now. Walked straight out that front door. And not once has anyone ever stopped me or noticed me or told me to not go anywhere. So I just walked out. Walked down the road, and I'm taking, because back then I used to walk like everywhere, and it was my favorite thing to do. But that's a whole can of worms. That's a whole can of worms.
You can talk about that after, but keep going.
But either way, yeah, I was walking down the street, and I swear it felt like the sun was shining brighter that day, which was weird because I was
sister.
Bro, I don't understand that reference.
I'm just saying that's what's playing in the background, like
in your mind of you picturing the situation.
No, but because have you seen the theme? It's like they're like, you know what I'm saying?
But
like acting all tough.
I haven't watched Pawn Stars in so long.
I remember from my childhood, but it's like money run, and then they're all just like, or is that is Pawn Stars, I think, or Store Tours,
or Orange County Choppers, or any show that's exactly like that. Yeah.
Orange County Chopper or Lizard Wing Tony.
So I'm walking down the street, and I just decide, you know what? I want to get drunk. So I walk into the store, this liquor store, and I just literally walk in and I steal like 4 beers out of a 6-pack. Ironically, it was Corona, but
because we're in COVID-19 currently.
Yeah, that's a little timestamp for you if you're watching this in the future.
Imagine this has like 1 million views, like because it's like a docu-series or whatever on kids back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And this is like the main information, just us telling our stories.
Yep, very interesting stuff. You know, it really gives you a taste of the year 2020. But yeah, so I just basically took 4 beers out of a pack and put them in my jacket, very sloppily, by the way.
Bad criminal.
I wasn't cut out for that life. So as I'm walking out, the store owner stops me, and he says, "What are you looking for?" And I say, and I'm stuttering, you know, and then I say, "Bathroom. I was looking for a bathroom. You didn't have one." And he's like, and I think he was so dumbfounded he just didn't know what to say because that was the worst lie in the world. Yeah, I'm a.
He might have felt bad for you.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think he just felt bad for me, which is why he let me go because I'm very obviously sneaking out with alcohol in my jacket. But he doesn't really say anything, and I kind of just like, peace, see you later. Walk right out the door.
Deuce.
And that was basically that part. I didn't get in trouble. And so I walk to like this big field right outside of a college, a local college that I'm not going to say the name of. And
I feel like no one is going to watch this.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, but yeah, I don't want to.
I'm going to keep it professional. I'm not going to dox anyone.
Except for yourself.
Yeah, I already did that. West Boylston, Massachusetts, 01583.
Address? No, that's too far.
I'm not going to go. Yeah, that is way too far. Hey, everybody, this is exactly where I live. Do you need coordinates? What was I saying? I was in the field. I was in this field outside of a college. And I didn't realize that. I think they might have been screw-offs. But I don't remember. So I ended up just cracking them open on this fence. And just getting absolutely plastered by myself sitting in the grass. Which is crazy because it was only 4 beers, but I was a
lightweight.
Yeah, at the time, and I
at the time
I cracked them open, just basically chugged them, and
well, I should probably preface this now that we're good Christian boys now, and
we don't drink.
We don't drink.
Lick of alcohol in 4 years. Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus. For real though, amen.
Yeah, but after that, for some reason, because I'm stupid, I decide, you know what would be a great idea? To go back to school. And so I do. School is about, I don't know, like a quarter mile away. I walk right down the road.
Yeah.
I walk right in through the front door. Yeah, once again, still, nobody notices me somehow. I think they must have they noticed me eventually, but they didn't notice me walking the front door. And, dude, I was drunk. I must have had liquor on my breath. They never ended up finding out, which is good because I probably would have gotten even more trouble. But, yeah, I walk in, and the pep rally's already going on. So I just basically take a seat, again, next to some random person. And, I just start watching the events unfold. And then, like, I think about 2 minutes,
you walked through the front door.
Yeah, I walked right through the front door.
Which is, like, insane.
I know. I was very stupid. But at the end of the day, I think part of me wanted to get caught.
I don't think this mic is too good. Hello? Hi.
This podcast is going all over the place.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, so I just sat down, and like 2 minutes later, I think it was the principal who basically...
or whatever.
Assistant principal, whatever. He was a
Hello?
bigwig at Leicester High School. And he just walks right in and he says, "You can't come here just for the fun part." You know, and
oh, wow, it's so loud now that I changed the thing.
And then
this is a learning process.
Then I got suspended for 2 days. And then I dropped out of high school. That's my story.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Great story. So glad we got to have that conversation.
And so dropout life, how's it been to you?
Has it been to me since what, like 6 years?
Yeah, you want to just be transparent, or like we're here to just have a conversation, but obviously if it has to be comfortable enough for you to share it with the world.
Look, as bad as this sounds, one thing I don't really regret was dropping out, because when I dropped out, I was in such a low state of mind, and I hated every single minute of school. And part of that is, yes, my fault, because I needed help that I wasn't getting. But I was a kid, and, you know, I just felt like I had no way out. I felt like there was no joy, no spark in me, and every second of being there was miserable for me. And I don't feel like school should be like that for anybody. I really don't. I don't think people should go to school and be completely miserable. But yes, obviously I'm still young, and there's still a lot of opportunities that I haven't come across yet that it would have benefited me to have had a proper formal education, you know,
But you were suffering mentally. Mental health matters.
Exactly, it does. It's very important, and
I
don't know. I mean, I certainly don't think my life is over. I think there's a lot of
no way
paths that are for me, and I think I'm very blessed to have a lot of great family and friends around me to help me continue to pursue what it is that I want in life. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Here we go. Love you.
Love you too.
You're a good kid.
You too, man.
You got a bright future.
Thank you. I can't do another one.
Okay. So why worry? Tomorrow can worry about itself.
Hey, I know the guy who wrote that pretty
James, if you listen to my song Month Sunshine, he's the second verse.
It's true. I am the second verse on Miss Sunshine. Not the sick hook with the guy with the angelic voice singing. And not the first verse with those beautiful poetic bars. I'm the second verse.
I've been thinking all of my life. That's what it sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so your night lurker days. You're a night lurker.
Oh, we're talking about okay.
I mean, we gotta recall that. Isn't that what we brought that up like 20 minutes ago? Maybe.
It is. Has it been 20 minutes?
No, it's been 20 minutes of recording, but we probably brought that up like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Night lurker. Can I just preface it? Like, can I give my like views on it?
It's your podcast. Go ahead.
Not views, but like what? So James, I'm just gonna tell you a story. James would, when he lived in his old house, he would walk everywhere like midnight, like everywhere. You would see him everywhere with like a trench coat.
A peacoat. Not a trench coat. The trench coat guy was down the road.
Anyway, yeah, I love how you always said that's my territory or whatever. But he would just always walk, and we would always see him. And my dad has offered him rides back home. He's always been like, no, I'm all set. But it was like kind of your like peaceful. It was like your place to get away.
Yeah.
Your walk life. Just talk about that. Your midnight, just like walking 10 miles a night, which is insane.
Not more like 4 or 5, but yeah.
But you've hit the 10s.
I've hit the 20s at one point. I think I walked to Planet Fitness just to walk at Planet Fitness and run at Planet Fitness and then walk back home. So yeah, but yeah, I walked all the time back in my healthier days, and it was
Don't say that.
I mean, it's true, but
okay.
You know, I was like obsessed with it because it was, you know, back at that time, like we were talking about, there's not much to do in our town. It's a very small area, and there's even less to do when you're stuck in a house that is basically far off from all the stuff that there is to do in the town.
I mean, it's not that far.
Well, it is if you're walking.
Oh,
but
okay.
And I can't drive.
Right, you didn't have your license.
Right. So, yeah, so I would basically just walk a couple miles into the town to see all those neon lights that you see in a small town where the businesses close at like 10 o'clock. And I would just walk around and just basically appreciate the beauty of the nighttime. And I would always have my headphones on and listen to my favorite songs. And so it was basically just my setup was, yes, my pea coat, my headphones, my phone, and I had a mag light, which I really, really liked just having because, I don't know, it just felt like it was like an extension of me almost. And I would walk in the dark very late at night for miles and miles and miles around my town. And I'd be listening to music, and it was a very therapeutic experience for me because there's something about just being able to listen to music by yourself when you know there's no one around, and just being able to go where you want. And I think everybody kind of just realized that, which is why no one really bothered me, because I wasn't up to anything shady. I was just walking.
But it looks like you are.
It looked shady.
But you're just walking. Once people knew you.
Yeah, everybody. It was like,
everyone knew you.
That's just what he does.
That's James Rodrick.
Yeah, that's the guy that's the guy that walks around at night for no reason, and that's what I did. And I would just see stuff around town. I would go down to the track, and I would go down to the school. I would go down to Walmart. And
just like a typical townie, have fun at Walmart.
Yep.
No, what are we gonna do tonight, Walmart?
That's basically all there is to do in our town. That's our big business. That's our big go-to place. There's a Walmart.
I'm gonna pause this because my camera's about to die, but we will be back in 2 seconds.
All right. Bum 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 bum. This feels very rambly. I don't have a lot of interesting things to say.
No, it's good though. That's the point of this whole thing. I just want people to just be raw and uncut, just about their lives and what they want to share and talk about.
Here we talk to the florist.
No, because another person's life story is always so interesting. All right.
It's 7:23.
And we are coming back.
And we're back with the Marginally Late podcast.
We are back. Hello? Yeah, it's day and night, dude.
Why did you say it like that? Hello? Like you were looking for a ghost in a dark room.
Dude, it's day and night. I'm tight, dude. What am I doing?
Her hair wavy like the ocean.
Yeah.
Told me that she love me, I'm like, oh man.
All right. Enough about me.
Are you gonna take that back?
Back to your story, Walmart. I think we were.
Oh yeah, Walmart. No, that's pretty much it. That's the gist of the story. I just walked everywhere and listened to music, and it was a very peaceful and beautiful therapeutic thing for me.
Yeah, talk like that. Yeah.
And I enjoyed it very much. That's it.
All right, 100%. So let's move on then. Is there any to our young fans, our old fans, our intermediate fans? Is there any life advice, any good advice you have, or from experience? Why you give me that look?
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure I'm the kind of person.
Does anything you want to tell people about? You can get emotional, you can get deep. That's what it's here for. Just raw cut.
Okay.
Just dudes being dudes.
If you need help with your education, if you're falling behind, do not be afraid to get a tutor or to speak to a teacher. If you need help with your mental health, don't be afraid to talk to a therapist. Yes, I mean, just don't be afraid to say what you feel and what you think and what's going on in your life, because if you keep stuff bottled up, it will affect you down the line. It will. 100%. No doubt it will stay with you and it will eat away at you. So if you have something that you need to deal with and you know you need to deal with it. Talk to someone who can help you. There are people who can help you. There are always people who can help you, and they will. That's my advice.
That was beautiful.
Hey, thanks, man. Is there any advice you would like to give our young viewers?
No, that was really beautiful. I kind of just zoned out after I said that was beautiful, though.
No.
Advice. Love Jesus.
Amen.
Leap of faith.
Amen.
Go after it.
Go after it.
Just live life, love a lot of people, and just be happy. So all right, we have like 30 minutes left, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
The rest of the podcast just sounds.
Zoom. Wow.
Your computer just went black.
Yeah.
Right? Is it supposed to do that?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Well, I thought it might not be recording. That's why I kept doing, but it does record. I just checked after our break. See, this is a very unorganized podcast, but that's what it's all about. Just like being unorganized.
It's all raw. It's all real. Real life human stuff. Like, this morning I was sleeping and I woke up at 12.
All right, so do you want to talk about our leap of faith tat? We both got matching tats.
Okay, I mean, but that seems like it kind of goes into some you issues that I don't want to.
But it's kind of you issues too, which is, remember we were in the car. I said, dude, just do it. It's a leap of faith. And it ended up being something that you wish you never did.
Just ended up being a huge mistake and a bad idea and causing me months and months of unhappiness. But yeah, it's a leap of faith.
Hey, you went after it, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
He did. No, I'm proud of you for that.
It's a good, important thing. We were just having a night where we went to see this movie. Things weren't going the best that night, and we ended up going to see this movie called Spider-Man.
Because I was being a big simp.
He was simping.
We all do it.
We've all simped, but it's September.
I'm a proud simp.
So don't do it.
Not now.
Not this month. And
I was a sad boy.
It's true. Everyone gets sad sometimes. But in that movie, if any of you have seen it, you might recall the scene where old Spider-Man, no spoilers, this is spoilers.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, old Peter Parker says to young Miles Morales, "It's a leap of faith, kid."
Because Miles was scared to become Spider-Man. He didn't know how to do it. He didn't want to go after it.
Exactly. I think you know how to get in depth into this sort of thing.
Miles Morales is actually right there, taking the leap of faith. If you're on the video version of this podcast,
it's a big deal. We got him that for his birthday surprise party.
Which was really cool. Shout out everyone who did that. It was on my bucket list to have a surprise party, but it's one of those things that you can't tell people like, this is on my bucket list. Do it for me. But it happened. So shout out to the people that originated it. I think, yeah. Woo. So leap of faith. He wasn't gonna be Spider-Man. He needed to save the world. So then the other 5 Spider-Mans were just like, all right, you're not cut out for this, I guess. That's all it is, Miles' leap of faith. Then Miles is back home like, dang, like he has these powers, but he doesn't know how to use it and he's scared to. So he goes to the top of the building and he goes, "What's up, danger?" And he takes a leap of faith and he falls and then he slings. And then, spoiler, if you've never watched Spider-Man, it's just the Spider-Verse, just skip like 30 seconds after this maybe. He saves the world after realizing he can do this, and he's the main reason. He's the only reason that the world was saved, all because initially, like 30 minutes before, he took that leap of faith to actually become Spider-Man, and he just jumped off the building, had complete trust, and then he just went, tss, and then he did it because he
he just went. Tss.
He did it because before he couldn't really. I forget. I haven't watched it in a while, ever since that night. But I think he just couldn't do it, and then finally he just jumped off, and he was like, "All right, this is my time." And then he did it, and then so that's what it was all about. And then Kobe Bryant died. If you want to finish the story, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace.
Okay, Kobe Bryant unfortunately passed away.
That was sad.
The day that we decided to get tattoos of the leap of faith.
No. It was like a Monday he died.
Yeah, and we were talking.
The day we decided. I thought you were.
No, that wasn't the day we got them.
Got them. Yeah, okay. No, that's what I thought you meant.
You were sitting at a Barnes and Noble Starbucks cafe.
I would just do it too.
And
We were though. Why?
I don't
was just
remember.
so sad. I was scrolling through his like autobiography.
No, Ben was miserable. He was
He's
very
right there. Coco Ryan, this poster.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a bad day. He's like an American icon and hero that just died. Inspiration to millions who passed away. Dude, I'm trying to talk about the seriousness of the passing of Kobe Bryant. You're like,
Dude, because you gotta, for our non-video, I just lifted up his hand so you could hear him a little better.
right.
Anyways, serious moment though, for real.
No, it was a real tragedy, and I think it, affected both of us. It affected Ben obviously more because he was his hero. I was never really into basketball, but I acknowledge the man was obviously a legend and an American hero, an icon, and someone who really changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
But, Ben, watched him play and saw him, become who he is now and who he's remembered as. But yeah, no, I think it was kind of the boost we needed. And we decided, after seeing that movie, we got that, we got those
Well,
tattoos.
this is like a year later.
Hmm?
Year later, Kobe Bryant dies. Like full year
Oh,
later.
yeah. A year after
But
we
then-
saw the Spider-Verse, but...
So within that year, it just came up with the leap of faith phrase came up. I said to a lot of people I loved, like James.
Yeah. It kind of became a mantra of ours.
A mantra. Like I was just like, it's just a leap of faith. Like we got this. And I said to a bunch, and it came up a bunch. Sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes it worked out beautifully.
Yep.
So then, yeah, it came up a lot, and then Kobe Bryant died, and he's like, "Let's go get tattoos or something."
That was not my idea.
You definitely, or did I say,
You
"Let's get a
said
tat"?
it. You were the one who...
But you were like, it's because I was sad. You
Yeah.
being a good friend, you were like, "All right, yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, and then we did.
And then I was like, "What means something?" You said, "Nothing gold can say." I was like, "That means nothing to me." And then I was like,
It's like, that means nothing. You're an idiot, James. What's wrong with you?
and then I
I was
was
like, oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
leap of faith. He's like, yeah. And then we're like, all right, we're gonna do it. And then I just, obviously, with tattoos are permanent, but yeah, I had doubts, I shouldn't get it. But the only reason I got it is because it was just gonna be me and my friend James, my best friend James. It was gonna be a bond of ours forever, even if it didn't. It's always gonna mean something, because I always loved just going after things. I just started a business, and I'm still going after my music career for 3 years now. Seriously, it's been 7 years. And so yeah, the only thing was just it's just gonna mean a lot, this phrase, and then get on my friend James, because obviously it was just kind of a naive idea. And then even you text me I don't know, I'm not too sure about this tat. And then I was like, yeah, I know, I've had the same thoughts, but I feel like we just need to get it just to because it's really gonna mean something really powerful in our lives.
Did I say I wasn't sure about it?
You text me I don't think I want to get it or something.
Oh, no, yeah. My stepfather told me, you gotta make sure if you're getting a tattoo, it's something you really want to get. And that was kind of, but whatever.
Yeah, but I had the same things, but then I was just I just gotta get it to signify. And wherever we go in our lives, 20 years, I'll always have that.
Yep, that little piece of symbolism, that
and
that
a connection to young Jimmy.
Yeah, it's our friendship, it's our bond, it's our mantra.
It's
a beautiful thing, and it's
beautiful.
Permanently tattooed on our skin. So if you're watching this and you're young,
is faded.
Get a tattoo. Yes, it is.
First week got faded. Hey, you're a good kid. Remember
Thanks,
that.
man. You too.
So yeah. Is there any other stories what's a funny thing, or that you? What's a funny thing in our friendship? A story. Can you tell them a story between us that is funny that maybe I don't even remember? That's happened.
A million of them, man.
Just give me a
The
funny...
first time we actually hung out, there's a video on Instagram
Yo, my name is
of
Rodrick.
him rapping Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby in the car. There's that.
Yeah. Something like funny, like hilarious, like.
Dude, I don't know if I remember anything hilarious.
Me neither.
Like,
it's hard. It's like in the moment, or when things come up and it
that's the thing
triggers
about
your brain.
friendship, bro. It's like if it's hilarious to us, it might not be as funny to them. Like that time that you just filmed me on Snapchat and saying, "So you're circumcised?" I said, "No, I'm not." And then you friggin' watched that 300 times. There was also that time where I think we did a freestyle outside of the middle school, and I handed you a basketball and said, "Hey, you should say you're playing with balls." And you were like, "Okay." I said, "No, I'm playing with balls. I'm talking about this one."
Yeah, and then I showed the basketballs.
Yep. And then I laughed a lot. And then, well, one story that always I remember was can I tell the graveyard story?
Yeah.
You stared at me for like a second.
I didn't know what you're talking about, but of course.
Okay. Well, we were a little younger, a lot younger actually. This was like I think like a year into our friendship. Where two kids were just being tool bags, and I think they convinced him to. No, they were just joking around. What even happened, honestly? How did they get your...
I was walking to you.
Yeah.
I'm near the graveyard, and
Yeah.
these two kids pulled over and tackled me. I didn't give in to them. They took him from me.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened. That's why you wrote about that in the movie. Okay, yeah. So he
What?
gets tackled. I thought
in our short film that hopefully will be released.
Right. Yeah. So I come by and he's just standing in a graveyard parking lot with his white socks, and I'm like,
You were there though, like you were like maybe 100 feet away, but you could see kind of, but you didn't know what was happening.
no, I honestly I don't even remember really. I just remember texting one of the kids on Facebook and saying like, okay, bring the shoes back,
And I called one of them like saying, "Hey, I know what you did." He's like, "Dude, who is this?" Like, and I was like, "All right, it's Ben." But anyways, but before I say that, this was like my parents have always been super strict and overprotective. This is like my first time being able to like walk, like. It was pretty far. It was like a mile and a half.
Oh yeah, from your house to.
And they were like really scared and paranoid, like, "Oh no, someone's gonna take you." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm like, I can do this." So then I walked to meet you at the graveyard just to hang out. And
well, we weren't hanging out in the graveyard.
no,
but we were meeting to hang
meet
out.
up,
We were
meet up.
meeting there because it's kind of like a midpoint for both of us. But yeah, no, the kids were being scummy and.
They pulled over, tackled me, took my shoes, but I forgive them. And you know who you are. You're not great people, but
You guys kind of suck, but we forgive you.
I forgive you and I hope the best for you. And yeah, it was a long time ago. So.
It was a long time ago. And back then, Ben wasn't a big buff guy like he is now. And
Well, like, what was I gonna do?
No,
I
it was
was
two
like,
kids.
they were just like,
There are
"Oh,
two
Ben
people.
Kenny, we're gonna jump you."
and the only reason they listened to me in the first place because I got like 3 big bad A brothers who everybody's scared of in our town. So
Yeah.
but no, we ended up getting the shoes back.
Yes.
And they tried to play it off. Oh, it's a joke. It's just a joke. You seem kind
Yeah,
of.
but I feel like that really shows into their character. At
Yeah.
least to one of the people. I don't know what the other kid's up to.
If you
but it
think
really
it's
shows
funny
into-
to just tackle some kid and take his shoes, that's not funny.
It shows their character for sure.
Oh, no
like
doubt.
even to this day, I can see like, yep, they're still the same
Yep.
exact person.
That's the thing about a lot of kids from our town. They never grew up. A lot of them are still stuck in their high school days, getting stoned and reminiscing on the good times that weren't that good, that were actually incredibly insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But Ben is a good man, a talented artist, and he's been a loyal friend to me. I've recorded all of my music at his studio. I missed it. But
How sick.
but yeah, no. It's been a very giving relationship between both of us. We've done a lot for each other, and we've been loyal to one another. And We fought sometimes because everyone fights, but we're
Rarely.
Yeah.
I remember you freaked out at me once, like
Yeah.
maybe a year or two.
They're few and far between, and I couldn't ask for a better man to be my buddy.
Me too, dude. I love you.
Love you too,
You're
bro.
a good kid. You're a real good kid.
You're a good kid.
I remember one of my stories that I'm fond with you about that you wrote a blog post about,
Right.
which was really cool. Something
Yeah.
that was really
It was
cool.
a long, little, I think it was like 2015, right?
Dude, it's so long ago.
We didn't.
We should read that. We should read that.
Oh, they're writing this. Ugh.
I know,
remember,
but
like,
it's so good because it talks about still some of the things I still hold true to my heart today about, like, I don't feel young, or like I forget what I said, like I don't feel young, but life keeps going, and
Yeah.
soon enough, I think one of the things was like right now this seems like it's gonna last forever, but then 5 years from now I'm gonna be like 21, and then I'm gonna be like, wow, time has flew by, and
It's
guess
true.
what I am talking.
It's true. A lot of this stuff that I wrote about and that we experienced that day when we basically just took a. What did we do? We went to a. We took a
You
walk.
texted
we
me at
met
like
up.
8 a.m. said, hey, meet me at Subway.
Yeah.
Because
I
this
didn't
was his
sleep
walking
that
days.
night. I didn't sleep at all that night, so I just decided to hang out with him, and I think we went to Skip Rocks, right?
I don't know. We went to my grandma's backyard actually.
Yeah, and you were skipping rocks. I remember because the picture.
My mic,
Marginally Late podcast. They can hear us fine. It's not going to be the highest quality, but they can hear us.
Yeah. We're
Alright.
up for it.
Yeah.
All right, so technical difficulties. So what you just heard was completely after we started talking about Kobe Bryant's death. Our mics cut out for some reason. I'm still figuring this whole thing out, but it's Marginally Late podcast. You know,
You never know what's going to happen.
we learn as we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna include the audio in it. It's not gonna be as good as this, but
We'll figure something out. It's all right. Either way, at this point, I would just like to give a big shout out to.
League.
No. What's it? What do
Wait,
they always say?
should we
G
finish?
Fuel.
Should we finish our thing real quick though, just so it's continuity?
Right. Where were we?
The blog post
Right,
or whatever.
we were at the blog post. Yeah, I don't think I'd slept the night before. And something about me is when I think it's with everybody. When you don't sleep, your thoughts become a lot more unfiltered. And I think that's a strangely good thing for creative people because it makes them want to make more stuff. And it makes their creations more raw and genuine. You know? It's a lot like, honestly, taking a drug, but not taking a drug.
Don't take drugs.
Don't take drugs. Drugs are bad for you. No, but I went to the Subway. I got like a buffalo chicken sandwich at maybe 9:10 in the morning.
Earlier, maybe.
Yeah, early. God bless you. Come on, man. That's right in my face.
It was I covered
Whatever. Yeah.
video, instant replay. Check it.
I don't know what happened because that is not like an instant replay in my brain.
No, right. I'm saying there's a video. Wait, there's a video recording?
Since when? No. But I went to Subway, got myself a sandwich, which was not a proper breakfast, by the way. Don't eat buffalo chicken.
Dude,
for
I'm so
breakfast.
hot. We're gonna get a sandwich after this. We're gonna travel to you know where.
Subway.
Anyways, keep going. Shout out Greg Pelletier if you've made it this far.
Shout out Greg Pellet. Woo! I want to give a big shout out to Christina Applegate.
No, I just feel like Greg would make it this far. I don't know. He listens to podcasts. If Greg, if you made, I'm not gonna say anything, but Greg, only you. If you made it this far, here is the code word. Finally, the truth.
Finally, the truth. You might just say that anyway.
I know. All right, so you have to say finally the truth. Yup, the truth. Greg, I know he's gonna listen to us. Maybe we'll see.
I don't know.
Big podcast guy.
I might not even listen to this.
Because we talked about it.
It's true.
So why would you listen to it? I'm not gonna listen to it.
That's a good point. That is a good point. You're a smart guy. Make like a lens flare there and a sound effect.
Scandalous.
Oh my lord.
All right, so blog post. We're kind of getting off the rails. Let's wrap this up.
We're just having trouble, man, getting through the story. You laugh like JFK.
I know. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm not like my real laugh, but like when I go.
Yeah. I went to Subway.
He said, "I love when I do that."
Got myself a sandwich. Texted my dear friend Ben
Dude, that's
if he
me.
wanted to hang out, and I just walked down the road. We hung out, had a lot of conversations.
Insightful. Went to my grandma's backyard pond.
Yeah, we walked to a college. We sat down at some bleachers.
That was like the epitome of youth. We didn't have anything to do that day. We just walked around.
We just hung out and talked. It wasn't even like we didn't. I don't even think we weren't sitting there texting all the time. And I'm not trying to sound like a boomer because there's.
Well, I had like a flip phone at that time. So.
Right, but we were. It was just very in the moment and genuine and human almost. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer and make fun of people for using technology because I use technology more than anyone. But
okay, boomer.
That was a very 2020 timestamp too. I guarantee you, the okay boomer thing is not going to be. It's already dead now, anyways.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that now until just now.
Yep. Well,
I don't think I've ever said that now until that makes sense. But okay.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yosh.
But yeah, it was.
You had a sandwich.
I had a sandwich. We hung out. We skipped rocks. We went to his grandma's backyard. We went to the bleachers. We just hung out for a couple hours, just walking and talking about life. And I wrote about it all in this blog before I went unconscious.
It'll be linked below.
I guess.
If do you know where it is? I'm no.
I can find it.
Okay.
But yeah. JamesMichaelRodrick.blogspot.com, I believe.
Dude, you're such a creative wizard. You got to get back into your like music game. You release like one single like every year. Miss Sunshine, then Rat Race, Scared.
Rat Race and Miss Sunshine came out the same year.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Rat Race. I meant Scared like 2-3 years ago. Time flies, dude. That feels like it was yesterday. No. All right, this is now on my phone. Never Jot a Job. We're gonna wrap it up. Shout out to James for coming. I know this is super dysfunctional, but that's the beauty of Marginally Late. We don't care. We're just gonna talk, get raw, speak on our emotions, just have a good time, and just love on people. That's the goal of Marginally Late podcast. We're here. Shout out to everyone who's made it here, especially you, Greg. Yeah, that's about it. James, anything you want to say? Anything you need to shout out before you can get off?
No. I'm not working on any projects right now. If you need...
He's a voiceover actor, so...
Oh, yeah, I am. So if you need voiceover work done for...
If you listen to this podcast, if miraculously you're like a LA talent guy who needs a voiceover... I
like to talk. I have many different voices.
All right, well... I'm going to wrap it up because the end was kind of just random, but...
Bye. Love you.
Bye, guys. Love
Marginally
y'all.
Late. Peace.
The podcast. Dun, dun, dun.
I can't do this.